واتل ما أوحي إليك من كتاب ربك لا مبدل لكلماته ولن تجد من دونه ملتحدا.
الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. So we continue inshallah ta'ala and with verse number 66 from Surah Al-Kahf. Verse number 66 from Surah Al-Kahf. يقول الله عز وجل: قال له موسى هل أتبعك على أن تعلمني مما علمت رشدا قال إنك لن تستطيع معي صبرا وكيف تصبر على ما لم تحط به خبرا قال ستجدني إن شاء الله صابرا ولا أعصي لك أمرا قال فإن اتبعتني فلا تسألني عن شيء حتى أحدث لك منه ذكرا. And this is verse number 70. The quick translation is Musa alayhi salam said to him, Al-Khadr, may I follow you on the condition that you teach me from what you have been taught of sound judgment. He said, indeed, with me you would never be able to have patience. Indeed, with me, not indeed replying. He says, indeed, with me you will never be able to have patience. And how can you have patience for what you do not encompass in knowledge? Musa alayhi salam said, you will find me, if Allah wills, patient, and I will not disobey you in any order. He said, then if you follow me, do not ask me about anything until I make to you about it mention. So then the verses continues. So as mentioned from the beginning, and the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ in Bukhari and others describes some details of the story of Musa and Al-Khadr. It was said in the hadith that Musa ﷺ khataba Bani Israel. He was given a sermon to the people of Bani Israel, and someone asked him, Man a'lamun nas? Who's the one that has more knowledge than anyone? He said, Ana. He said, myself. فعاتبه ربه. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, al-itab, we talked about it before, is the loving blame. It's not blame, it's a loving one. Like how would you say Ana? Why would you say myself? You know, you should refer it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told them there is someone has more knowledge than you, which is Al-Khadr. And then Musa alayhi salam, of course, when he said that, he's saying the truth, exactly. But this is the prophets of Allah, their level is a very high level of perfectness. And it shows here that someone has knowledge that he doesn't have. So where is that person so that he can seek that knowledge? And that's why the story is about seeking knowledge. And the test in this life about seeking knowledge and the benefits to learn from this. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala awha, revealed to Musa alayhi salam these signs that we heard yesterday. That he did not tell him, okay, I'm going to bring him to you. You are a prophet of Allah. Definitely, no doubt, Musa alayhi salam is better than Al-Khadr. Al-Khadr, as we said, there are differences of opinions whether he is a prophet or Abdun Salih. Whether he is a wali min awliya'illah, a righteous man, or a prophet of Allah. And the ulama, and these are all valid differences of opinions because there's no clear nas that says he's one or the other. Some said he's a prophet, some said he's a messenger, some said he's a Abdun Salih, a righteous man, and some said he's an angel, right? But there's no evidence to things. And that's why here in Tafseer Imam Sa'di, as we heard, that he leaned towards the opinion that he was a righteous man. But if someone believes that he's a prophet, this is a valid differences of opinions. But they all agree upon something which is going to be mentioned later. Because some deviant, they used Al-Khadr for means of deviation. They agreed all upon something that the religion, the final message from the Prophet ﷺ is sealed and completed. And there is no means for anyone to act, of course, like Al-Khadr, or to claim that they have knowledge like Al-Khadr where they can do things. This is once the Prophet ﷺ is sent, it's sealed. The other thing is, he died, radiallahu anhu, also he died, right? So this is agreed upon also. He's not alive. And anyone that says he's alive, this is one of the very strange things. Why would they say he's alive? Why they can't say, for example, that Luqman is not dead? Why Al-Khadr, someone initiated this fitna that he's still alive? Because they say, I met Al-Khadr yesterday. Right? If you meet Al-Khadr, that means what? I'm not sure if anyone heard this before. I saw a person before. I talked to a person before saying this. He's either Miskin, he needs to go to mental hospital, right? Or shaitan comes to him and he says these things. But the outcome is what? Innovations in the deen left and right. Because he's doing things that, as we know from the story. So this is someone that you run away from, of course. This is one of the ways that people initiated things in the deen without proof whatsoever. When the ayat al-muhkamat, the clear verses that this deen is completed, is sealed, no addition, anything, adding anything to it. And why specifically Al-Khadr? Because of this. They say, well, there's not mention of what happened afterwards. Well, didn't mention in the Quran what happened to Luqman, for example, or many of the prophets of Allah. But and the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, when he said during the time of the Sahaba radiallahu anhum, he said, after 100 years from now, no one on the face of earth will be alive. Meaning those who are alive at his time, ﷺ. So, and this is a subject here. So then, let's go to the tafsir right away, inshallah, from these verses. So then he found with the signs that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him, which is another benefit, that he went to Al-Khadr. And he did not say, I'm a prophet of Allah, then Al-Khadr to come to him. Rather, he's the one that went to seek the knowledge, and with even signs to put effort. Right? And that's why once they passed the place where the signs that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave them, then they felt the nasab and the fatigue, and the benefit also of that will be mentioned later. So here in this ayah, the Imam Sa'di rahimahullah, he says, فَلَمَّا اجْتَمَعَ بِهِ مُوسَى. Now Musa alayhi salam met Al-Khadr. So we finished till this point. فلما اجتمع به موسى, when Musa عليه السلام met الخضر, قال له على وجه الأدب والمشاورة والإخبار عن مطلبه. He said to him on a way that has adab, manners, and mushawara, consulting with him, والإخبار, and informing what he is seeking. Right? And we learned this from the tafseer. Al-qawl, or the speech, many times you need to know it was said in what context or what feelings. Is it a statement of mockery, or it's a statement of humbleness, or what is it? So he asked him with these things, with manners, with consulting with him, informing also of what he is seeking. هل أتبعك على أن تعلمني مما علمت رشدا? Ask him, can I follow you? Not in the condition على أن, so that you would teach me what you have been taught. رشدا, that means with matters of uprightness. أي هل أتبعك, the meaning of it, هل أتبعك, should I follow you, can I follow you, على أن تعلمني, so that you would teach me, مما علمك الله, from what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught you, ما به, with this knowledge, أسترشد, that means I seek الرشاد, I seek what is right, وأهتدي, and I find my way of guidance, وأعرف به الحق في تلك القضايا, and I know the truth in these matters. Because the knowledge is to know the truth. This is what the knowledge is for. It's for a person to know the truth and to be guided to know it and to act upon it. وكان الخضر, he says, قد أعطاه الله من الإلهام والكرامة. Khadr, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him from the ilham, inspiration, والكرامة, and the honor, ما به يحصر له الاطلاع على بواطن كثير من الأشياء, that gave him the ability, الاطلاع, to look into things that is bawatin, inward things, hidden things, from many matters, التي خفيت حتى على موسى عليه السلام, that was hidden even from Musa عليه السلام. So even the prophets of Allah, when something is revealed to them by the permission of Allah, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala permit. And these bawatin, these inward or hidden matters of knowledge, and one of the wisdom behind it, of course, is that the matter is not what we see only with our apparent and physical means. There are things beyond that. And that's why we are only receiving in the Quran what is sufficient for us to know beyond the physical means, so that we are patient and waiting for the rewards from Allah. So here, while we're going through, when we're listening to this, we're learning even the manners of Musa alayhi salam, and he's better than Al-Khadr. And one of the benefits that is going to be mentioned, that the alim, or the one that has more knowledge, can learn from the one that has less knowledge. And if a person is like this, he should humble himself while he's seeking knowledge, not for the individual as an individual, it's because of the importance of the ilm. And that's why when we follow the ulama and so on, it's because of the ilm that they carry. So this is what he said to him. فقال الخضر لموسى. So Al-Khadr, he said to Musa, لا أمتنع من ذلك. He said, I'm not objecting to this, ولكنك, but with a condition, لن تستطيع معي صبر. You won't be able to be patient with me. أي لا تقدر على اتباعي وملازمتي. You have no power to follow me and to be always with me. لأنك ترى ما لا تقدر على الصبر عليه من الأمور, because you don't have the capacity to have the patience on the things that you're going to witness and see. التي ظاهرها المنكر وباطنها غير ذلك. That its ظاهر is munkar. The ظاهر of it, that it's even sinful. But the inward or the real reality of it, it's not like this. ولهذا قال وكيف تصبر على ما لم تحط به خبرة. And how can you be patient about something that you did not encompass with your خبرة, with your خبر, with your knowledge. أي كيف تصبر على أمر ما أحط بباطنه وظاهره. How can you have patience with something that you don't have this, you did not encompass it inwardly and outwardly, physically and non-physically. وعلمت المقصود منه ومآله. And you do not know the objectives of it and what it leads to, what's the end of it. So even though with the things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala informs us in the Quran, but He gives us what's the end result of this. You'll get the reward, you'll save yourself from now fire and things like this. So, but here you don't have the patience because you don't know exactly, first of all, things might look that it's not correct, and you don't know what's the maqsad of it, what the objectives of it, and what that it leads to. فقال موسى ستجدني إن شاء الله صابرا ولا أعصي لك أمر. He says, you would find me, inshallah, by the will of Allah. Inshallah was mentioned previously in the surah, right? So anything that a person would say for the future, he should say, inshallah. And that doesn't mean that he's not going to do it. Some people think, no, inshallah, tahqiqan, that you are certain that you're truthful in this, but everything is by the will of Allah. Inshallah sabira. You would find me, inshallah, patient, ولا أعصي لك أمرا, and I won't disobey any command of yours. He says, وهذا عزم منه. This is determination from him. قبل أن يوجد الشيء الممتحن به. It's determination from him before the existence of the thing that he's going to be tested with. Right? So this is here to have the determination before even a person is tested. Because this is what he is now is upon to embark or so. والعزم شيء ووجود الصبر شيء آخر. Al-azm is one thing. The existence of patience is another thing. So when someone has azm, determination, I'm going to, inshallah, fast the 6 days of Shawwal. I'm going to, inshallah, make the night prayer. I'm going to, inshallah, study the Quran. Like this, right? He has azm, he's truthful. His determination is there. But a sabr is something else. So when a person is making determination, he has to also make sure that he do other things to make sure that his determination falls in place and he's patiently, fulfilling this determination or al-azm. He says, فَلِذَلِكَ مَا صَبَرَ مُوسَى عَلَيْهِ السَّلَامِ حِينَ وَقَعَ الْأَمْرِ. That's why Musa alayhi salam, he was not patient when the matter happened. Even though his azm, he traveled all of this and he did all of these things for this, to learn the knowledge. But then the sabr, he did not have the patience as a result of what he saw, and this is all by the qadr of Allah. So the difference between al-azm and al-sabr. فحينئذ قال له الخضر. Then the Khadr, he said to him, فإن اتبعتني فلا تسألني عن شيء حتى أحدث لك منه ذكرى. If you follow me, then do not ask me about anything till I initiate. أحدث لك, for you, منه, from it, ذكرى, mention. So don't ask me why did you do this and things like that. أي لا تبدأني بسؤال منك. Do not initiate questioning from you. Do not ask me. وإنكار, and do not forbid or say why did you do that, this is wrong. حتى أكون أنا الذي أخبرك. Till I become the one that would inform you بحاله, by the state of what I did, في الوقت الذي ينبغي, in the proper time. الذي ينبغي إخبارك به, in the proper time that requires for me to say to you. فنهاه عن سؤاله, so he forbade them from asking. ووعده أن يوقفه على حقيقة الأمر, but he promised him that he would make him understand the reality of things. But be patient. It's not like do not ask me and then you would never know. I will tell you later. فإن اتبعتني فلا تسألني حتى. Do not ask me till حتى أحدث لك منه ذكرى. And keep in mind always, who's the one that told Musa alayhi salam to go learn from Al-Khadr? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is wahy from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So no one can make analogies here whatsoever in any deviant ways or form. Then after that, the verses will talk about what one incident after the other when he followed him. Now he's with him, lazamahu. And the Quran, of course, does not mention all of the details, but mention here now they went to this incident after the other. And this is what's going to be mentioned, inshallah ta'ala, later, inshallah. So here again, I'm going to read it one more time. One more time and follow the words, inshallah. And if you have any questions with what we read, since we're studying this, the tafsir of Imam Sa'di, word by word, inshallah, to make sure that it's clear. So he says here, page number 944. I read it in Arabic only, quickly, inshallah, so that see if you understand. Even what we heard now, give more into your listening to it and try to benefit from what is mentioned in Arabic, since you already know the meaning of it. And do not necessarily look at your notes in English. Just look at the Arabic. He says, فَلَمَّا اجْتَمَعَ بِهِ مُوسَى قال له على وجه الأدب والمشاورة والإخبار عن مطلبه هل أتبعك على أن تعلمني مما علمت رشدا؟ أي هل أتبعك على أن تعلمني مما علمك الله ما به أسترشد وأهتدي وأعرف به الحق في تلك القضايا؟ وكان الخضر قد أعطاه الله من الإلهام والكرامة ما به يحصل له الاطلاع على بواطن كثير من الأشياء التي خفيت حتى على موسى عليه السلام. فقال الخضر لموسى لا أمتنع من ذلك ولكنك لن تستطيع معي صبرا أي لا تقدر على اتباعي وملازمتي لأنك ترى ما لا تقدر على الصبر عليه من الأمور التي ظاهرها المنكر وباطنها غير ذلك. ولهذا قال وكيف تصبر على ما لم تحط به خبرا أي كيف تصبر على أمر ما أحط بباطنه وظاهره وعلمت المقصود منه ومآله. فقال موسى ستجدني إن شاء الله صابرا ولا أعصي لك أمرا. يقول وهذا عزم منه قبل أن يوجد الشيء الممتحن به. والعزم شيء ووجود الصبر شيء آخر. فلذلك ما صبر موسى عليه السلام حين وقع الأمر. فحينئذ قال له الخضر فإن اتبعتني فلا تسألني عن شيء حتى أحدث لك منه ذكرى أي لا تبدأني بسؤال منك وإنكار حتى أكون أنا الذي أخبرك بحاله في الوقت الذي ينبغي إخبارك. فنهاه عن سؤاله ووعده أن يوقفه على حقيقة الأمر. So this is here what is being mentioned, and when we read the tafsir, when we read the ayat, and we do that inshallah ta'ala also before the class and the next verses to prepare it, and don't read yet the fawaid or the benefits that he mentions later. Try to reflect and to understand, and then we can go through the fawaid later inshallah ta'ala. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us benefit from what we heard. The attendance code, inshallah, is عتاب. عتاب is the attendance code. الاطلاع. The meaning of الاطلاع, you know, طلع. طلع is when someone goes up. طلع الفجر. The Fajr came up. الاطلاع is the act of looking from up down. So you would use this word if someone is looking from a higher place to down. Like if someone is up there, he's looking at us. You can say he's seeing us, but طلع علينا. He looked over. So this is mainly what it means. بارك الله فيكم. صلى الله وسلم وبارك على محمد وصحبه وسلم. سبحانك اللهم ربنا وبحمدك اشهد ان لا اله الا انت استغفرك واتوب اليك. Inshallah Monday, inshallah, because tomorrow is the Monday, inshallah, we'll have the class.